All right, so we are here in Onshape, and we are going to be drawing the what I call the boss plate, which is exercise 1 in chapter 6 of our textbook. So in order to start this, we're going to go right into Onshape here to create, and we're going to create a new document. Now, let's start right away with naming this. So we're going to name this boss hyphen 3D hyphen your first initial followed by your last name, and we will go ahead and hit create. So this will get us into our screen. So where we have our drawing area, our toolbar is up here. So we're going to start by going with a sketch, and we're going to start by sketching two-dimensionally. Now, as we go, on this particular page, we have all of our three-dimensional tools that we will be using, but we got to start with a two-dimensional sketch first in this case. Now, again, so you can be looking, and right here is the drawing of exercise 1 in the textbook. As we take a look at that, we notice that all the dimensions are in inches. The thickness of the base is 0.5 or half an inch, and the boss height is 0.25. It says there are two holes there that are diameter of 1 inch. So we've got a 1 inch diameter hole in both of those locations as well. So we're going to kind of start by drawing the outside geometry. So we'll sit here and draw the outside geometry there with that. And I'm going to do that on the front plane. So as I take a look at this, so we'll go ahead and say I'm going to sketch on the front plane. So I've now selected the front plane. My sketch is open. So let's rotate this around on the view cube. And I will start by just drawing a corner rectangle. And I'm going to click right here on our origin, move my mouse up and to the right. And we will left click this. So notice that highlights my horizontal dimension here, which is 5.5. So I'll hit 5.5 and hit enter. That takes me now over to my vertical dimension, which is 4 inches. So I'll type in 4 and hit enter. So now I have kind of defined the outside perimeters of that as well. But we know that this corner is cut out as well. So I'm just going to kind of come up here with a line, and I'm just going to more or less, I'll say, we're going to go from here to here. Right click and escape the line. Now I don't have to worry too much about that at this point. So let's kind of move this over. So now notice how I did that. I put my cursor on the top. I press down on the left mouse button and I move that over. We're going to move this down and out of the way. Same thing. So I'm going to put my mouse on it, left click and move. So now I'm going to trim out these lines here for a second. So let's go, and here is my trim tool. Notice the drop down arrow here. I've got a trim tool, an extend, and a split. So we're going to trim out this line and that line. Now we've got this at 4 inches over here. And 5.5 here, but we need to kind of do some constraints here as well. So we'll do what we call a dimensional constraint on this line and a dimensional constraint on that line to bring those in as well. So we've got to sit here and take a look. Well, right here is our dimensional constraint. So we're going to click that dimension to activate it. And that was a left click. I'll click this line, move that up, and left click to place that. So this is going to be 4.25. Hit the enter button. Now, I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to bring my mouse, put the cursor on there, left click, move it to the right, left click to place it, and this is a 2-inch dimension. So that is now dimensionally constrained. I have finished everything at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the green check mark. And I've got my basic sketch. Let's come back over here. We will bring this into an isometric view. So, and I'm ready to extrude this. So we will left click here to bring up our extrude menu. Now notice, bring your cursor over. See how the sketch shape, it does have to be a closed sketch shape, kind of auto highlights. So I'm going to left click on that. Now I can either bring this out of the screen or I can bring it into the screen. So in this case, I want to take it back into the screen, and we know that that base is 0.5. So I've got a size right here. So I can just kind of click in there 0.5 and hit enter. So, and that brings me and makes that particular base there of 0.5. All right. It is done with that extrusion, so I'm finished. So notice you can kind of come over here, use your view cube. You can kind of pan around a little bit with the view cube. Always come back to the top. So come back here to your isometric view, and you can kind of see how that's located with that. So now we're ready to go ahead and add the boss. So let's go ahead and say, all right, well, now I want to sketch, and I want to sketch on this surface right here. So the front plane, viewing plane surface. So I'll left click on there to sketch on that. Let's go ahead and bring this around into the front view. All right. And I know as I'm looking, I've got the 1-inch hole, and I have that in 2 locations. So let's go ahead and let's start right now just by placing those 1-inch holes. And we're going to do this using the circle feature. So notice if I hit the drop down, I got a center point circle, I got a 3-point circle, I got an ellipse. So we'll just do a center point circle. It doesn't matter at this point where we place it. So I'm going to kind of put it somewhere close. I'm going to left click, open this up. Now notice when I left click again, it's going to want that diameter. So the large diameter here is 2, and we'll go enter. All right. Now, at this point, so I can sit here and say, all right, I need to also dimensionally constrain this. So I'm back in my dimension. So activate that by left clicking. I'm going to click on the center, and I'm going to move down to this horizontal line here. That's going to vertically constrain that, and we can see that distance is 1.5. Enter. And then the other dimension comes from this sidewall. So I'll say I'll left click on that edge and left click on the center. Bring this down, left click to place the dimension, 3 inches. There is where that location is. And I've got another one that is going to be right here. So let's go ahead. Let's click on this center point. So our circle, left click to place it, open it up, left click, and in this case, this is the 1-inch diameter. So there's my 1 inch. I also have to dimensionally constrain this. So let's go back into the dimension. So, and we can see the dimension is given from this edge to the center. So left click to place that. That is 1 inch. So, and I've got another dimensional constraint that goes from the horizontal line down here up to the center of that hole, and that constraint is 2.5 inches. So we'll set that to 2.5, and that sketch is now complete as well. So let's go ahead and left click on this. Now at this point, let's move this around. So I got 2 features, 2 more circles. So we know that this is going to be the hole. This larger diameter is going to be the boss. So one of these is going to be an extrusion. The other will be a cut. So let's go ahead. Well, we'll extrude both of these. So extrude. So let's go ahead and select here. So notice it's kind of bringing this in. And I believe we just lost our power. So I'm going to have to come back and redo this video here and another one as we go.